The room was already laughing when I realized something had shifted. Not the warm kind of laughter, the sharp kind. The kind that lands before you understand why it hurts. Crystal glasses hovered mid-air. Chandeliers burned too bright. My wife, no, she stood at the center of it all, glowing in borrowed confidence, one manicured hand resting on my shoulder like a claim she no longer honored. "This," she said, dragging the word out, "is my ex-husband. No degree, no future. Just freeloads off my money." The punchline landed. Her parents laughed first, loud, relieved, as if given permission. Then her colleagues, her boss. People who had shaken my hand minutes earlier. I felt my pulse slow. That's how I knew this wasn't shock. It was confirmation. I smiled, lifted my glass. "Cheers," I said softly. "This is the last time any of you will see me." The silence arrived before I reached the far wall. It hadn't started tonight. It never does. The first crack was 3 months ago. A message lighting up her phone at 2:14 a.m. One word. "Still awake?" She'd turned the screen face down too quickly. Muscle memory? Practice. I told myself it was nothing. Promotions demand late nights. Ambition breeds secrecy. That's what I'd supported for 10 years. While she climbed, I stayed still. Took freelance work. Kept the house running. Became background. Background men don't get respect. They get replaced. Her affection thinned. Her patience sharpened. Compliments turned instructional. Then corrective. Then cruel, disguised as humor. "Don't embarrass me tonight," she'd said before the party. I nodded, like always, but my mind had already begun. Counting, patterns, gaps, expenses. That didn't match her stories. Hotel charge during a conference. A blazer that smelled like unfamiliar cologne. I didn't accuse. Accusations are for the desperate. I watched. I learned which nights she came home lighter, almost buoyant. Which mornings she avoided mirrors. I memorized the way her voice softened when she stepped outside to take calls. The laughter at the party wasn't new. It was just public. I stayed pleasant, supportive, invisible, while I requested phone records under my name because the plan was always mine. While I cross-checked dates, while I ran numbers, while I noticed that her promotion came with favors that didn't appear in the company handbook. The calm I wore wasn't weakness. It was insulation. The proof arrived 2 weeks before tonight. A folder, time-stamped messages, expense reimbursements, photos taken by someone who'd been paid well to stay unseen. Her boss wasn't just her mentor. He was her safety net. I didn't confront her. I booked a dinner instead. Candlelit. Familiar. I slid the folder across the table between courses. She didn't open it at first. She laughed. Said I was being dramatic. Then she looked. Her face collapsed in stages. Denial, recognition, fear. "I can explain," she whispered. I sipped my wine. "I know," I said. "That's the problem." I'd already filed for divorce. Already transferred what was mine. Already submitted anonymous. Documentation to the board. Scheduled. To land the morning after her. Promotion party. Time to perfection. She cried. Promised change. Called me her foundation. I paid the bill. Tonight was her victory lap. Her attempt to erase me with laughter. To rewrite history as if I were a failed chapter, not the author. She thought humiliation was power. She didn't see the emails queued. The audit request ceded to compliance. The resignation letter from her boss, drafted but unsent. When I raised my glass, it wasn't defiance. It was closure. I walked past faces draining of color as phones began to buzz. Whispers rippled. Her mother stopped smiling first. Her boss followed, eyes flicking to his screen. I didn't look back. By the time I reached the elevator, the truth had already entered the room without me. I felt nothing on the way down. No anger, no triumph, just space. I used to think love made me small, that supporting her meant erasing myself. I was wrong. I was never small. I was just quiet, and now I was gone.